This is Tech Pulse.
Coming up today on Tech Pulse, Dell updates the PC line for Intel's Haswell. IBM is looking to buy a cloud computing provider, SoftLayer, for an unprecedented amount of money, and Microsoft announces Halo Spartan Assault, a shooter for Windows Phone. All this and more coming up today on Tech Pulse. Alright everyone, sorry, today is June 5th, 2013, and this is Tech Pulse, the show where you get all the news and reviews of everything going on in the tech world. And we're going to starting with our first story of the day, which is Dell. They are taking Intel's Haswell processor, and they're deciding that we're going to use this thing in our new line of PCs. Now, if you remember, the Dell had the XPS 12, the XPS 127, and Alienware X51. All are going to get the Intel's new Haswell processor, and even a new touchscreen Dell computer is said to have is going to be using the new Haswell processor that Intel has just announced will be out this summer. And remember, the Dell XPS 12 was that flip-floppy 3.5-pound laptop tablet convertible. So that has been updated with the latest Intel 4th generation. Now, the 4th generation is the how do I put it? That is the Haswell processor. So when you hear 4th generation Intel chip, that is the Haswell processor. And the Dell XPS 12 is going to be outfitted with the Core i series Haswell processor. It's going to be a Core i5 4200U, the Core i7 4700U, or the Core i7 4650U. They haven't said which one of those processors are going to be in the new Dell XPS 12, but one of those processors definitely is going to be in there, and that enables more than 2 extra hours of battery life than before in this machine. Now, the Dell XPS 12 comes with, it has storage of 512 gigabytes of solid state drive, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and the new XPS 12 starts at about $1,200. Now, if you're looking to get the XPS 127, that one was CNET's Editor Choice Award. CNET is, of course, a technology online magazine publication, and they rate computers and stuff like that and other electronics as far as usefulness, as far as performance, as far as design, and they chose the Dell XPS 127 as their Editor's Choice Award pick for best all-in-one desktop. And it has been also updated with the 4th generation Core i series processor. And now the Dell XPS 127 has a 2560 by 1400 pixel resolution, so super high definition. It also boasts increased screen brightness and color saturation. Other new options include a dual SSD or solid state drive and regular hard drive storage. Dual, you get one of each of those, and storage is up to 256 gigabytes for the solid state drive and 2 terabytes for the regular hard drive. They have an upgraded NVIDIA graphics GeForce GT 750M processor, which also has 2 gigabytes of DDR5 memory and a Thunderbolt input-output port, not USB 3 or whatever, Thunderbolt. So this thing comes packed. If you're looking for an all-in-one with power, that one has it. Now, the Dell XPS 8700, this desktop tower starts at about $699, and it starts at about $699, and the sorry, not the desktop. Yes, the tower does start at $699, and it comes with 4 hard drive bays, configurable with up to 3 terabytes of regular hard drive and 256 gigabytes of solid state drive, up to 6 USB 3.0 ports, up to 32 gigabytes of RAM. 32 gigabytes of RAM. The processor options include either the Core i5, the Core i7, or and NVIDIA's GeForce GTX 645 850T graphics processor, or the AMD Radeon HD 757M graphics card. So these new line of Dell machines have, according to Dell, will have the latest Haswell processors in it. Now, will these processors live up to what Intel has said? We don't know. We have to wait, because of course all that stuff that they unleashed with the 9 hours and all that stuff we told you yesterday, the 50% more battery life without sacrificing performance, all of those stuff is what we call in the industry benchmarks, which means that's what they tested the processor to be in the lab and stuff like that. We don't have any real world operating systems yet. They tested in the lab, and that's what they came out with. In the real world, real usage situation, no one has had their hands on this in a real world situation yet, so we don't know if it truly does give us that extra 50% more power. So if your laptop normally lasts 6 hours, it's going to last 9. We don't know. We have to wait until this thing really hits the market, and then we can really see if Intel is good on its promise. But as of right now, a lot of companies are jumping on board. Intel is getting into the mobile space. You know, they signed a deal with Samsung to be in their tablets coming up, and also, you know, they're in PCs, but PCs have been slumping, and Intel is doing what they can to appeal to the portable market. So we just have to, their Haswell processors are geared towards the portable market. Not that it's not geared towards PCs and stuff like that. Yes, it is, but it's more geared towards mobility, because Intel understands that mobility is where most people are going. So we just have to wait and see if this is going to be one of the things that you know, that Intel succeeds at. You know, hopefully they will, because again, like I say, I like to see competition when it comes to technology. We like to see companies duke it out, and not kill each other in the process, but duke it out to where you know, you're going to be able to see some improvements. Because if Intel can do this, then you know AMD, they're going to up their game. And then of course NVIDIA, the Tegra processor, as well as the Qualcomm Snapdragon processors, all of them are going to up their game. And who wins when these battles happen? The consumer. The consumer wins when technology is challenged and everyone is in good competition. So I like to see this competition. I like to see Intel still in the game, still trying to push forward, not just resting on their laurels with the Core i7 first, second, and third generations, but kicking out this 4th generation Haswell Core i-series processors. So we're going to see as time goes on if this is truly something that Intel can keep up. You know, and these are just some of the laptops on desktops right here that we were talking about. This is the all-in-one that was the CNET Editor's Choice. This is that beast of a tower right there. I mean, 32 gigabytes of RAM. Whew, that thing is just going to be screaming when it comes up. But all of these things are customizable. You can order them from Dell and customize exactly how you want it. Prices start pretty low for this all-in-one. It's starting at $1,200. For this tower, it's starting at $699, and even their Alienware computer is going to start at $699. And you know, Alienware, that's Dell's a premium line, so you know, you're gonna pay a pretty penny for you know, for using Alienware. All right, so on to our next story that we're talking about here on Tech Pulse. As we get things jumping, as we get things going, we're talking about IBM. IBM is said to purchase, and this is the thing, I mean, they're going to buy a cloud computing provider, Software, for, according to a report, they're looking to purchase that company for $2 billion. Now, we used to think that $1 billion was the magic number, but apparently not. According to a report by Bloomberg, IBM is set to buy this cloud computing firm, SoftLayer, for $2 billion. Now, the IBM stands for International Business Machines. For those who don't know, they're the world's largest seller of computer services. They agreed to buy, now not just computers, but computer services. Everything dealing with computers. They agreed to buy SoftLayer Technologies, a cloud computing storage provider that will help IBM try to compete with Amazon. That's what the report is saying. IBM is paying almost $2 billion for this Dallas-based SoftLayer company, according to a person familiar with the deal, who declined to be named because the financial terms aren't being released. So obviously, if he says if he's outed or noted, there could be some legal trouble. And SoftLayer had about $335 million in revenue in 2012. And the chief executive officer, Lance Crosby, said in an interview that IBM plans to add SoftLayer to its smart cloud unit to create a new cloud service division to capitalize on a market that researcher IDC estimates more than double to double to $105 billion by 2016. And so IBM, from last year, and IBM is trying to get in on the ground floor of this market. Now, SoftLayer specializes in public cloud data center networks that manage computing and software for businesses remotely, where that's area that Amazon dominates right now in the marketplace. Amazon dominates, and IBM is paying those, is pairing those capabilities with private cloud operations, building dedicated systems for individual customers. Sorry. Now, starting a new division through this acquisition allows them to get focused, according to the vice president of cloud services for IBM. They say it's all about acceleration. We have been building out, but we saw SoftLayer and the acquisition was too compelling to pass up. So they're saying that they have the same capabilities as Amazon, meaning SoftLayer. That's what IBM said. They have the same capabilities as Amazon. Now, while Amazon leads the infrastructure as a service market, it's growing so quickly that companies from AT&T to even Google are looking to gain share. According to an analyst that has been watching this situation, and that they said that the market is set to grow to $38 billion by 2016, compared with $12 billion last year, according to IDC estimates. So, I mean, we're looking at IBM trying to become the same dominant player that IBM is in the cloud service world. Now, are we going to see? I mean, IBM already has cloud storage to a degree, but for major businesses and stuff like that, for major bigger players. So what they're looking to do is get into that smaller business market, kind of like what Amazon is doing, and so they can gain some of the success that Amazon has. So we're gonna have to wait and see if IBM is really, if this is really something that IBM is going to be able to pull off. I mean, they're already going to buy the company for $2 billion. They already agreed to terms with the company. However, just buying a company doesn't make you like someone else. I mean, because companies have been bought for a long time, like like how Yahoo bought Flickr and didn't really do anything with it. So just buying a company is not a guarantee of success. When you buy a company, it has to be that you're going to be